I'm here with John Flynn, Technical Agricultural Officer of the department, who carries out nitrates inspections. John, what happens first when you arrive on the farm for the nitrates?
Well, having met the farmer, we will usually proceed to the farmyard. We will make a full farmyard sketch, identifying all the animal housing used during the winter period. We will measure slurry tanks, loose housing, silage effluent tanks, tanks within collecting yards.
And when you say measure slurry tanks, you actually mean get down and measure the length and breadth and how deep they are?
We will measure the length, yes, the breadth, the inside walls and the capacity will be calculated using those figures.
John, 90% of the problem with nitrates is actually in the farmyard. So what do you look for in the farmyard?
Well, firstly, we'll be looking to see that the farmer has facilities to adequately collect any organic fertiliser or farmyard manure or silage effluent that he's producing. All silage bases must have a concrete floor and the effluent should be channelled to a collection tank. All animal housing should have concrete flooring, and any sheep house constructed since 2006 should now have a concrete floor in it. Proper management of the storage facilities is then the second thing you'd be looking for, to make sure that tanks are not allowed to overflow.
And what about downpipes and making sure the clean water goes where it should go?
Effectively, any clean water should be diverted away from a dirty feeding area to minimise the amount of liquid you have to collect.
So you'd really focus on downpipes and where the water from the roofs are going? Absolutely,
or even water running across a yard and onto a concrete area where cattle are feeding and increasing the volume of material that has to be collected to lead to a sanction.
What do you look for in the fields?
Well, there are a number of things we'd be looking for as we walk around the fields. With regard to chemical fertiliser, it shouldn't be spread from the 15th of September until some date in January, depending on the geographical area you're in. With regard to slurry, there's a prohibited period from the 15th of October until a date in January again. And with regard to farmyard manure, it should not be spread from the 1st of November until a date in January.
And if there's wells or streams on the farm, would you identify them?
We would mark a well on the map if it's been used as a water supply for human consumption. There would be various zones around the well, I think it's 25 metres, in which you should not spread slurry or farmyard manure. Generally, as a rule, slurry or farmyard manure should not be spread within 5 metres of a stream.
So in a dairy farm, what would you focus on in a milking parlour?
Well, we'd just be looking basically to see that the farmer has a collection facility for his dairy washings, that it's either piped or pumped to a storage tank. That may be a tank in which slurry is stored, or a separate dairy washings tank.
Because it'll make a difference?
Well, yeah, if it's dairy washings only, it's classified as soiled water and he only needs 10 days storage for that.
So, you check the slurry equipment?
Yeah, we would have a look at the slurry equipment to make sure the splash plate was facing downwards. This is mainly to reduce air pollution and to avoid possible loss of nitrates through vaporisation.
That's one of the easier ones to check anyway.
That's right.